very busy. As you can imagine, that it's a short notice before the first race, but it is like it is, that I'm using the days to know everybody into the company and to go deeply in detail, but it's a short notice for sure. First, it's true that it's always very emotional. It's the baby for one season, that it means that when it's come to the reality, it's always a bit emotional. I love the car. I love the red. And with the large Ferrari on the rear wing, I'm more than pleased. But now, at the end of the day, the most important is the speed of the car. And that I think that we are focused today on delivery, but quite soon we'll be focused on performance. I think that when you are at Ferrari, coming after 2022, the team finished P2, that you can't have another objective than to win. I don't want to say that it will be easy, because I think on the grid that you will have Red Bull and Mercedes with exactly the same target, and only one team will win and only one driver will win the championship. But at the end of the day, we need to have this kind of target. We need to be in the mindset to do a better job tomorrow than today, and to be always trying to improve the system. As we said before, it's a very short notice, and it's difficult to have a big change into the organization, that we will do some marginal changes into the organization on the race team operation. And then let's see after Bahrain and the first couple of races what we will do. They all want to win, but the most important is to win with and for Ferrari. That we have to be clear on the objective. I think they both have the talent and the skills to achieve it. We will have the capacity to provide exactly the same cars to the two drivers. But for sure that if at one stage during the season we are competing with another team or with another drivers, that we'll have to make choice. They are perfectly aware of this, but so far we have no number one and number two. In any case, we don't lose or win the championship in Bahrain. It will be a very long one, and we will have to fight and fight and fight all the season.
A good one for sure. Always makes me happy, to see the car for the first time completed. This was actually 5 minutes ago now, and I'm still digesting it and trying to turn around to have a look, because it looks really beautiful. Again, another step more beautiful compared to last year. I think the red is a bit more alive, a bit more bright. The car is a bit more styled, a bit more redefined. Looks like a good evolution from last year, a lot more detail in it, and yeah, I cannot wait to drive it. Obviously, to try and improve those numbers, but I think the priority this year for the team is to make another step forward, like we did last year. Now we want to do another step and definitely get in that fight for the World Championship, for all the race wins, and yeah, try and be as competitive as we can, but at the same time trying to improve in all the areas that we've set ourselves the goals. It's been a bit of a long winter because the season finished a bit earlier than what it used to be. So I managed to start my training probably also a bit earlier than other years, as I got the rest done earlier on. And yeah, it has felt long, this let's say 2 months since I started my training program. I focused myself maybe a bit more in the cardio side. Normally I've been lifting a lot of weights, trying to gain weight, but now I'm nearly at the limit of the weight limit of what a driver is allowed to weight. I have to focus more on the cardio side. So yeah, I'm working on it as much as possible, and I feel fresh, fit, like always. My most Italian skill or behavior? That's a tricky one. I think most of my behaviors are very similar to Italians, and I feel that when I'm around the mechanics, when I'm around the engineers, obviously people know now by now that I live in Italy, so I feel very Italian in all the ways that I behave and I go about here in Italy. But yeah, behaviors, one particular one, I'm not sure. Maybe the antipasti before lunch for me are very difficult to take out of my diet. Now that I'm trying to lose a kilo before the first race is probably one of the most difficult things to avoid. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have to know. We have a lot of fun away from the circuits. This year we have 23 races, so there's going to be a lot of free time in between one back-to-back race where we stay in a city or where we have to go somewhere else. And I'm keen to be as competitive as we are on track with him, as we are on paddle or any other sport we play. That I'm sure we're going to have fun and enjoy it.
It feels amazing. I mean, it was only 2 minutes ago that I saw it for the first time fully mounted, but it's always an amazing feeling. It means that the start of the season is very soon, which is exciting times. We've been putting a lot of work into the new car, and now it's finally all done. So the test very soon, and then the first race. We want to improve that. Last year was a good step forward. We need to do just the same this year and hopefully get the championship. That is the target for all the team, and it is the target for me too. Get more wins, hopefully be more consistent from the first race to the last race, and hopefully we'll get that title. It feels good. We always need to wait before putting the real car on track to obviously correlate all data, but on the simulator it feels positive. There are some differences, so we need to adapt a little bit the driving style, but overall the feeling is good. It seems that the weaknesses that we had last year are better for this year, which was the goal, but we still need to wait the first few real laps before speaking. I spent my winter training mostly, relaxing for the first part of it with the family and friends. But after that, a lot of training. I went to the mountains in Italy, spent 2-3 weeks there, which was really intense training, but really good. And yeah, that was it. It's actually not that long. It doesn't feel that long, but it's good because I miss racing. Well, I guess the same as every year. Monaco and Monza are the two most special ones for us and for me. Monaco is my home race. Monza is the home race for the team, and we have a lot of support there, so these two races. And Las Vegas will be a very, very special event too. It's new on this year's calendar. Formula One in the US is getting bigger and bigger, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be very, very special. I am not planning to beat Carlos at golf because I am way too far behind. So yeah, hopefully we'll work together well in order to achieve good things on track. But at golf, I've got too much work to do.
We think the best way to deal with such a long calendar is to create the best environment for our team. But creating the best environment means putting the right conditions for them to work in the best atmosphere, to work in an environment that will allow them to express themselves at best. So then, of course, we decided to take a little bit of perhaps difficult to start with approach. We decided to go the route of rotation. So we are rotating our teams where possible. Of course, it doesn't apply to every team members, but wherever we feel that the rotation is possible between the factory-based group and the race group, we have a light rotations in such a way that people can have perhaps a little less long calendar and also have a stronger connections with the factory. Finally, we try to form an as protective bubble as possible around our race team. It's part of a fairly extensive well-being programs that we have for the people traveling with us. So we try to take care of their physical well-being, of their mental well-being. We try to have again a very program that looks at 360 degrees how to support them best to go through such a long seasons. And of course, nobody is forgetting that it's the best job in the world, so we all go into it with a smile on our face. In 2023, only 13 races will have what we call the standard race format. So we'll have these 13 races, which we have been very much used to. Then we will have the 6 sprint races, which call for different automatism, call from perhaps as well as different preparations going to the race weekends. On top of that, we'll have 2 races with Pirelli testing during FP2. And finally, a new entry, should I say, for 2023, we'll have 2 more races where we'll test an alternative tire allocations, whereby the drivers will have to use the hard compound in Q1, the medium compound in Q2, and the soft compound in Q3. So as you can see, only 13 standard races, very many variations around that for the other races. What it means for us, it will be the same for everyone. What it means for us is another layer of focus on the preparations to make sure that we arrive there as prepared as possible, to make sure that our automatism are working smoothly and that we deal with all the operational and legal implications as best as we can. Of course, we had a very, very extensive review of 2022, trying to find out where we have performed strongly, obviously analyzing deeply where we have been lacking. There is no need to hide. We have learned some of the things last year in the hard way on Sunday afternoon. So, of course, we have had this 360 review. What it means for us is that we are concentrating on giving our people the best platform to express themselves. So we have been reviewing our processes, we have been reviewing the way we are working in order to make sure that each individual can express itself at best, individually and of course collectively. Well, the truth is, in the modern world in which we are, it's all about correlations and making sure that the car is matching the models with which we have been working all winter. So it's true for the vehicle model, it's true for the tire model, it's true, of course, for the aerodynamic model. So it's all about correlations. Does the car perform as we were expecting? This is very much where the big part of the testing focus will be. Now, of course, once this is done, once this mapping of the car is done, we will then be trying to explore its setup envelope, trying to push its limitations to understand how to improve it further. And then, of course, with the test being so close to the actual race weekend, we will dedicate some of this testing time to start our race weekend preparations, to start to do pit stop, quali simulation, race simulations with both Charles and Carlos. And we will not know certainly where we are compared to the others at the end of this test, because it's simply very difficult to guess, and everybody has different programs. But what we will know is where we are compared to our own expectations. Is the car performing as much as we felt it would perform?
La monoposto del 2023 è un'evoluzione della macchina con cui abbiamo corso l'anno scorso, ma in realtà è stata tutta integralmente riprogettata. In aerodinamica l'obiettivo era duplice: migliorare il carico verticale guadagnando quello che è stato perso per i nuovi regolamenti aerodinamici e ottenere le caratteristiche di bilancio che ci eravamo prefissati. Anche il comparto sospensione è stato completamente ridisegnato, da una parte per assecondare gli aerodinamici e ottenere i risultati che ci eravamo fissati, e dall'altra parte per aumentare le capacità di regolazione in pista della vettura. Le modifiche più evidenti della nuova monoposto sono sicuramente la sospensione anteriore, dove siamo passati da una configurazione con track rod alto a una configurazione con track rod basso, guidato dalle esigenze dell'aerodinamica. Anche l'ala anteriore è diversa, così come la struttura del naso, avendo il primo elemento non più connesso con il naso ma floating. La parte del bodywork è più in continuità con quello che è stato fatto l'anno scorso, ma reso più estremo. Il budget cap è diventato un asse di prestazione irrinunciabile, quindi nell'affrontare la progettazione della macchina di quest'anno non abbiamo potuto prescindere da prenderlo in considerazione. Il modo in cui l'abbiamo preso in considerazione è stato quello di andare a determinare, cercare quelle aree con poco o nullo valore aggiunto sulla prestazione della vettura e cercare di tenere quelle zone della vettura uguali a quelli della macchina precedenti. In termini numerici il risultato ottenuto è stato che il numero di carryover nella macchina di quest'anno è doppio rispetto a quelli di una macchina con un regolamento precedente senza la presenza del budget cap. I nuovi regolamenti aero, pensati dalla federazione per ridurre il rischio di sviluppare porpoising in pista, hanno portato a una perdita secca di prestazione aerodinamica, una perdita anche consistente. In termini di sviluppo il lavoro non è stato molto dissimile da quello svolto negli anni precedenti e abbiamo dovuto semplicemente riadattare le geometrie della vettura per le nuove strutture di flusso che si sono generate per i nuovi regolamenti.
Il lavoro di preparazione alla nuova stagione è solitamente uno dei periodi più intensi dell'anno e anche questo inverno non ha fatto eccezione. Di fatto le power unit sono congelate dallo scorso anno, fluidi inclusi, olio e benzina, e si possono fare modifiche solamente per affidabilità. Ma l'affidabilità è stato il nostro tallone d'Achille nel corso della stagione scorsa e di conseguenza abbiamo impiegato l'inverno per cercare di risolvere le nostre principali criticità, per cercare di raggiungere il livello di affidabilità richiesto. Questo è stato il nostro obiettivo per il 2023 e di fatto su questa attività abbiamo improntato il lavoro invernale. Gli interventi hanno riguardato principalmente le aree su cui abbiamo trovato le principali criticità nel corso della scorsa stagione, quindi ci siamo concentrati sul motore a combustione interna e sulle macchine elettriche. Al tempo stesso abbiamo comunque cercato di capitalizzare l'esperienza fatta in pista nel corso dell'ultima stagione e quindi abbiamo comunque lavorato su tutti i riscontri e i segnali deboli provenienti dai componenti della power unit utilizzati. Questo ha riguardato chiaramente varie aree di progettazione di alcuni dei componenti, ma al tempo stesso abbiamo rivisto, dove necessario, anche alcune procedure di assemblaggio. È stato un lavoro che ha coinvolto tutte le persone della Power Unit e insieme a noi i colleghi della supply chain e i nostri fornitori. Abbiamo lavorato in tutte le aree cercando di comprendere le cause alla base dei problemi che abbiamo riscontrato in pista e di conseguenza abbiamo sfruttato tutti gli strumenti a nostra disposizione per cercare di risolverli. Di fatto è stato un lavoro che ha riguardato tutte le aree, dalla progettazione fino alla sperimentazione, includendo le aree operative per cercare di testare nuove soluzioni in un tempo decisamente ristretto. Abbiamo comunque sfruttato l'esperienza proveniente dalla seconda parte della stagione dell'anno scorso per poi far evolvere ulteriormente alcuni dei componenti laddove necessario. È un lavoro di fatto che non termina mai e che si basa su un continuo miglioramento dei componenti per cercare di raggiungere il livello di affidabilità richiesto. Stiamo avendo alcuni riscontri positivi a banco su alcuni dei contenuti introdotti, ma come al solito sarà la pista a dirci se avremo fatto un buon lavoro.